My name is Michael Joesten. I am the owner-president of Joesten Change Management, an organizational development consulting firm. Prior to this, I owned a wholesale manufacturing company and a pizzeria in Valparaiso. I took the lessons learned from those two endeavors and leveraged them into my consulting firm. So the real need of engagement comes from the labor market that we find ourselves in right now. We have far more jobs than we have people to fill those jobs. And this has never happened in the history of our country. And it's not going to change for a very long time. And because there's this labor shortage, we need people to be able to step up and actually be more efficient in what they do. And we need people to be doing more with less. Engagement helps with both retention and with recruiting. It helps with retention because you're getting much more clear with an employee about what doing a good job means and giving them the things necessary so that they're able to contribute. And the more they feel like they're contributing, the more they're going to want to stay within that organization. Engagement also helps with recruiting because not many people are that focused on engagement. So when you're recruiting people, their biggest question is going to be, what are you going to give me? What are you going to provide me? And besides pay, how are you going to support me? You're able to use it as a recruiting tool, the promise, we will give you everything you need to thrive and to contribute in your best way to the overall organization. Engagement is one of those terms that gets thrown around a lot. The best definition that I have found of what engagement is comes from William Kahn of University of Virginia. What somebody does with their discretionary effort. What does that mean? Well, it means that every one of us has discretion in the effort that we put forth in our jobs. Some of us put a lot of thought, a lot of effort, we care, or some people, they cut corners, or they don't care about the quality of work that they do. People who are highly engaged are those former people, the people that really do care. And people who are actively disengaged are the ones who don't put forth the careful effort. Traditionally, we have put the responsibility of being engaged on the individual employee. What's hurt us in this is sometimes we have somebody who cares and we think, well, if they can do it, then everybody can do it. And yet people aren't always highly engaged, or sometimes people are very disengaged. And instead of doing anything about them, typically what we do is we just sort of tolerate it, we put up with it, we complain about it. Truly though, the responsibility of engagement falls on leadership, management, and supervisors. They need to create a space where people feel safe enough where they can be engaged. The most important thing to understand when creating the safe environment is that every individual is unique and every individual has their own needs, challenges, and objectives. And so when a supervisor or manager or leader recognizes the individual, they can start to communicate with that person and work with that person based on those needs, challenges, and objectives. Everybody wants to feel like they're contributing. Everybody wants to feel valued. And yet someone may know that they're struggling within a role and they need to feel safe enough to go to that supervisor and say, I want to do good work for you. I'm not able to right now because something is missing. Help me understand or give me the resources I need so that I can move beyond that so that I can contribute at a higher level. Overall, leaders, managers, and supervisors need to focus on 5 main elements in creating a safe space for engagement. 1, accountability. That's following through on tasks and commitments. 2, alignment. Alignment is the employee's connection with the company mission, leadership, their team, and their individual role. 3, capabilities. Capabilities is having the right tools, the right resources, and training to do the job. 4, communication. Communication is about recognition and feedback. It's also about appropriate levels of transparency. 5, relationships. Relationships are the overall connections inside of the organization. Now more than ever, You cannot afford to have disengaged employees. You must have engaged employees within your organization. And Joesten Change Management has the tools, training, and resources necessary to make sure your team is engaged.